Hey, it's Shireen at the beach with Harpo. We've got the beach all to ourselves, which is so lovely because it's morning time, my favorite time to be out here. Happy Wednesday. We just had the first quarter moon in Libra, and now we're coming into a full moon lunar eclipse next week in Capricorn, next Monday. So this is kind of the midpoint right now we had yesterday, and we're really looking at how to get balanced between that new moon solar eclipse in Cancer, which was quite emotional, and the precursor to the Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And so there was a lot of nostalgia, a lot of bringing up old feelings, unresolved perhaps emotional issues from the past, mother wounds, just perhaps some old family baggage that you thought you had resolved, which always finds its way back up to the surface during these eclipses. And now we're preparing for some pretty heavy shadow work with the full moon lunar eclipse next week. But in the meantime, with the Libra first quarter moon, we've been asked to balance and kind of find our bearings again with whatever had gotten out of balance. It's really easy with eclipses to feel thrown off balance with sleep, with our eating patterns, with just staying grounded in general. And you may have felt over the last week a real longing to go home, even if you are home. It's just like, I want to go home feeling. What is home? Where's security? Where's safety? And now, as we head into the more shadowy aspect of the full moon Capricorn eclipse, which is the devil archetype, we're really in the thick of these energies I've been speaking about for months, since we've had Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node or Ketu in Capricorn. We're really feeling this dance with the devil. I'm calling it sympathy for the devil, like the Rolling Stones song. It always reminds me of that. And the next Project 7, P7, is starting up on Monday for the full moon eclipse. We just finished the new moon solar eclipse 7-day portal, which was an amazing group of women. And if you missed that one, we hope you'll join us for part 2, which starts on Monday. And if you were part of part 1, we hope you'll come back. We had a really powerful experience going through that emotional journey with Cancer and the Chariot archetype, and now we're going to be following it up with the full moon. And I've been saying that this full moon, besides obviously shadow work, which eclipses bring in general, but the full moon's also really, this one is really an opportunity to get strategic. I always think of Capricorn as the sign of strategy, and you may have noticed where you need to up your game with your strategy. And that means thinking ahead, planning ahead, using your time to the best and wisest and most efficient, powerful, empowering, full way you can, because we don't realize how much time we waste. In Capricorn and Saturn are the energies of time. This is really illuminated right now. And we need discipline in order to use our time well. We need to have foresight. We need to be really balanced and centered, and emotionally centered as well. We need to have emotional mastery in order to utilize our time in a way that is optimal. Because if our emotions are running rampant and all over the place, often time just is like a sieve, and we lose all concept of time and structure and scheduling. It's just like out the window when we're an emotional wreck. So we need this chance of this time of the Capricorn full moon to get back into emotional balance and to really pay attention to where we need to get more discipline, structure, and mastery in general. Capricorn's a sign of mastery. So the devil is just where we've given our power, where we've allowed ourselves to become enslaved to something outside of us. Usually it has a material aspect. It can be any objects outside of ourselves. And this is a big spiritual teaching of not losing our power by believing that something other than our inner worth and spirit is greater than the divine within. It's like giving power to something that is temporal and going to disappoint us. And the devil kind of shows where that attachment has us in its grips. Those people in the devil archetype of the tarot can take the chains off their neck anytime they want, but they're blind because they are so deluded by their attachment to whatever this projected power is. It could be fear, it could be guilt, it could be shame, or it could just be this thing you think you can't live without, this person you think you can't live without, this substance, drug, food, whatever it is that got you in its clenches. You know, you have to just think, okay, this is the demon I'm struggling with. So the Capricorn full moon is really going to illuminate that, but this is an opportunity for us to wake up and take the shackles off. So that's what we're going to be doing in that next P7. I hope you'll join us. And I'll make a longer video as we get closer to the full moon lunar eclipse, but I wanted to invite you to join me for the P7. The registration's up, and it's a great group. We'll have Facebook Lives and Q&A videos and things like that to help you through the eclipse. In addition, of course, to the usual real-time emails that we send out with the tarot spreads and rituals and everything in between, all the magic. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful week. The moon's going into Scorpio later today. Woo! Okay, one more little beach view.